Welcome back to the Caspa Silver YouTube channel. I'm a little bit sick, so I'm still trying to put out a video for you guys. But in today's video, we're going to discuss basically all what's going on with Caspa and the fact that it's at a very critical point of its life cycle and it needs to prove itself. And many people are panicking because of short-term price movements, and honestly, there's really no reason for that. I mean, Caspa has already proved itself during the bear market. Another big thing to think about is the fact that we are in a bear market still. Technically speaking, I think we're in the pre-phase of the bull market. That's why Bitcoin has gone up pretty high. But there's just a lot of factors on what's holding the price down for Bitcoin and for Caspa and for just the whole entire market. There's so many macro things that people are not looking at, and they're just looking at the price and letting their emotions take over. First off, I just want to point out this tweet here. It says that I put out. It says, I will continue making content when Caspa is pumping and popular. I will continue making content when Caspa is dumping and unpopular. I'm here till success or zero. What's important is having a long-term mindset. I'm in this YouTube channel because I really believed in Caspa's technology and the project, and I wouldn't be here if Caspa was not fair launched and decentralized. Because of that, I think it's the only alternative to Bitcoin. It's the only other cryptocurrency that's worthy to be invested into other than Bitcoin because of its foundings and who's behind it and what it's trying to achieve and solve, and that is the trilemma. Here's another tweet explaining this important point in its life cycle, the transition from GPUs to ASICs. I believe CAS was built perfect for this situation, but here are a few things I think need to be addressed based on my opinions. We need to keep growing as a community and keep the momentum we have. This is important for any project. No project is going to grow without people who actually believe in it and understand it and are going to stay long-term investors in it. We actually do need as many exchanges as we can get to give more users more access. I used to be against exchanges, but I've recently changed my opinion on this because we need more accessibility for Caspa. We especially need a US exchange that will allow withdrawals, hopefully before ASICs come out. We still don't have a US exchange, and this is huge. I think that's suppressing Caspa big time. We have Uphold, but you still can't even withdraw on it. So ultimately, we're still waiting on a major good exchange for the US. Developments hopefully stay on time. Caspa has multiple developments that are going on, but of course, these developments, they need to be perfect, and sadly this might not happen. This is why I tell people all the time that you need to know your risk. You know, Caspa could fail. Caspa could struggle with these developments. There's tons of developments still going on, and things can go wrong. Things can get delayed. Technology is not perfect, so just keep that in mind as you're investing into Caspa. You should not be going all in. I'm not recommending that. I'm not saying Caspa is going to beat Bitcoin at all either. I think, you know, Bitcoin has such a higher advantage than Caspa, but Caspa is worthy to become number two, I think, in the long term, and to share with Bitcoin. I think both are needed in the crypto space, one to be a digital gold and one to be a digital silver. To continue on that, the prices of the ASIC really matter. Caspa is able to have multiple blocks per second, which would encourage decentralization. So depending on how much these ASICs cost, the new ones that are coming out, I think it's going to really matter because of the fact that we need more people to buy these ASICs than just one person. And because there's multiple blocks per second, and if the ASICs are cheap, then multiple people would actually be willing to buy them, and they will know that they're going to get a profit back, and which would make Caspa just more profitable, and people would like to keep holding it because they can keep making money off of it. Remember, Caspa is already 65% mined with no insiders or pre-mine. I think this is huge for a cryptocurrency that's in proof of work. If you're proof of work, you have to do it right. You have to keep those Bitcoin fundamentals. And if you're not keeping those Bitcoin fundamentals, then you're just worthless, in my opinion. Lastly, Caspa was built for this moment. Let's see what happens. Everyone stays safe out there. So yeah, guys, you need to be mindful in your investment. You know, I'm not going to FOMO anyone in. I want to always give the risk and be real for you guys, because this is long term in my opinion. Here's some more perspective. Remember, from the previous pump that Caspa had, it took 93 days for it to recover that price. And again, we are now coming down from a pump, and it looks like we're hitting a resistance level. We're about to hit that resistance level, and we're not even nowhere near 93 days from when it recovered. So we don't know for sure if it's going to recover. We don't know if it's going to go under more. We don't know. But just based off of like the levels here, it looks like there's a resistance at this 0.018, and then after that we have a lot more resistance in this 1.4 to 1.6 area. So if anything, this will probably be for sure the bottom if we do go down, but again, it could go lower. We don't know. We got to remember that we are more correlated to Bitcoin now because we're on more exchanges. If we take a look at the Bitcoin chart, I have labeled here what's coming in the future, basically right here. This is the CPI inflation report in June. This is huge for Bitcoin. CPI needs to come in a little bit lower to make Bitcoin be super bullish. Not only that, the interest rate hikes need to be paused. If they are paused, then I think that's super bullish for Bitcoin as well. Plus, on top of that, we have the debt ceiling in the US, which is huge for everything, for the financial environment. If we default on our debts in the US, then that will just make utter chaos for the financial markets. In my opinion, I think that will make Bitcoin itself more bullish because Bitcoin should not be correlated to the financial markets. It's literally its own thing. It has a set supply, and I think it's good for long term. But sadly, Bitcoin still correlates to the global markets, the rest of the markets. So we're in this phase right now where the crypto markets are just waiting to see what's going to happen on June 14th and next month because of the debt ceiling and all that. So there's a lot coming. I think it's going to be all good. We're going to go through it. Interest rate hikes are going to get paused. CPI inflation data is going to come in a little bit lower again, which is just going to be bullish for Bitcoin. And then we're going to be able to hit these resistant levels. But again, Bitcoin is probably not going any higher than 40 to 50K this year. It's not going to go to 100K. Do not listen to those people. Do not FOMO in at all. Just dollar cost average in. If you understand your investment, you believe in your investment, then the next step is to dollar cost average in. There's no reason for you to be dumping your whole entire life savings into this stuff. Plus, you should be also having an emergency fund. You should also be investing into your retirement through like stocks within your local country or whatever. You should not rely only on crypto for your future. That is not smart. You are just risking your whole entire portfolio like that. It's not smart to be doing that. But again, I think these resistant levels are going to get hit at some point this year. And then this green line is the Bitcoin halving, which again, the bull run doesn't really kick off entirely until after that Bitcoin halving based on previous cycles that we've had in the past. So I think we need to have a bigger long-term mindset. We need to zoom out. We also need to look at the fact that Caspa is up big time from its inception, is doing something that most coins can never achieve, especially a proof of work coin. If we look at the all-time chart here, you could see that we've just grown increasingly crazy, up 10,000% since back of last year, since almost a year ago. It's insane. Long-term mindset, guys. All the people that held during this pump and then it dumped all the way back down to these levels over here, people were calling for it to go lower and lower, and it's not going to succeed. And look what happened after. It's just rinse and repeat. Caspa looks like has a good long-term trajectory. And ultimately, we just need to see what's going to happen with these ASICs and all that's going to be coming out in the future. I think Caspa was built for this moment, and it's primed for this moment. And just for some perspective, Bitcoin, Caspa, ASICs came out for Bitcoin in 2013. And in 2013, only about 11 million Bitcoin was mined. So about like 50% was mined for Bitcoin. I think it's probably a much less than that, too, much less percentage. But either way, for Caspa, ASICs are still not going to come out till August time, till all the ASICs are going to be launched. We already are about to hit 65% mine. We're probably going to be at 70% mine by August. And again, these ASICs does not increase the emission schedule. Remember, the rewards get decreased every single month. So Caspa was just built for this kind of moment, for ASICs. We need ASICs for Caspa to be successful long term. It needs more security. It needs to handle tons of transactions. So we need ASICs to secure the network. Also, taking a look at the top addresses, lastly here, is huge. We can see that For the 10 millions to 100 millions, 177 is still there. This has not been decreasing at all. It looks like people are really holding on to what they know, and they're just going to hold on to Caspa. I think it's good long term. So I hope you guys are not panicking like crazy. You know, if you want to trade in and out of it, you can go ahead and do that. You could try to time it, but all I know is that time in the market is always better than timing the market. And if you are putting money you're willing to lose and you know your risk and everything, then you really shouldn't be worrying about it. And you should just keep researching and understand your investment to build yourself conviction and look for any signs to tell you that, hey, maybe this isn't a good investment. That's always true. That's what I'm always looking for Caspa. So if you have any opinions and comments, put them down below. I want to hear them all. I want to hear the negative ones, the positive ones, and I want to research and keep learning together. Caspa is all about education, and I think understanding this is key to know what you are holding. So if you guys enjoyed that video, please consider leaving a like on it and also subscribing to the channel if you guys are new around here. If you want to support my channel, I do have a Patreon with a private Discord that gives you access to that, and then you get to talk to me one-on-one. If you want to pay a little bit higher for supporting me, you can get early access to all my YouTube videos before they go live. And if you want to pay a little bit cheaper, you get access to the giveaways that we're going to be starting soon once we get enough people in there for free Caspa every single week. So if you guys are interested in that, consider that. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed all this. And as always, don't be average, be different.